And we're recording. Welcome to the DQ&Q Lifestyle Podcast with me, Marcus, and I am joined today by Reese. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Reese from Carlisle.
Reese from Carlisle. And who else do we have on the line?
We have the famous King Kong.
Oh, hello. Hey, up there, bud.
Hello.
Right.
Desmond from Huddersfield.
What's that, sorry?
I said Desmond from Huddersfield.
Desmond from Huddersfield, yes. I should do a little, I should do it like Cilla Black, like, what's your name and where'd you come from? You know what I mean?
Hello, who you see today?
Oh, hello. Yes, so the topic today, lads, is going to be mental health. What do we think about that?
Personally, for me, I think mental health is a psychological boundary within inside your own mind that people don't have an answer to and feel like they're alone in the world.
Yeah, positive. I feel like this topic. First of all, I'll start with. I feel like this topic, gets it definitely gets shone some light on, but at the same time, I feel like not enough light gets shined on it because of so many narratives now of, you know, you've got some big celebrities like that Tate, is it Tate? Andrew Tate,
yeah.
And don't get me wrong, some of the things he says, I understand where he's saying it from, but when people hear it, they get the wrong end of the stick from it. So like when he says he don't believe in mental health because he don't want to give light to anything, in a sense, I believe that if you are struggling with something, pondering on it, because your mind's a powerful thing, innit? So pondering on it, and thinking it gives it room to grow, if that makes sense. Like for instance, quickly, like if you think your partner is cheating, right, and you think she's cheating, and you can't stop thinking about it, or he's cheating, and you can't stop thinking about it, you can't stop thinking about it.
Yeah.
Little things become to be like things that can be totally different. Like they could have just gone out to the shop and come back, but because you're pondering on it so much, that 5 minutes what she's been is now 15 minutes in your head. Do you get what I mean? Because you've give that thought reason to grow.
Yeah.
So I think it's a deep topic, and I think it's a very delicate topic, and I think it definitely mental health throughout everything is a serious thing. But I do think that we should also, as humans, we should practice not giving bad energy too much room to grow.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of where the DQ&Q, the don't quit, no quitting, or never quit like mentality comes in, of just being able to like maintain something that you've built. Because it is hard sometimes to do a U-turn on things and to do things that are new to you. So just say like you get into a habit which comes out of the blue, or that like you said, like just thinking negatively about things and then like letting it just burrow deeper and deeper, like a little mole in the ground, and it's just burrowing these little holes in, like, do you know what I mean? There's these little tunnels that are going further, and you're just thinking things further. It's not even happening. What you're thinking about is not even happening. Like you're saying she's not cheating or whatever. If I use that example, and then but you're opening up these new like kind of pathways in your mind, and it becomes like a thing, and it becomes permanent, and it's hard to turn away from that. So yeah, that's kind of where the DQ&Q, not just on that subject, but like in many things where it's just being able to get onto something more positive and move on from there. So do we think mental health is a good term? Because I don't think it's a good term, me. I think it's just been around for so long that I'm just used to it, because it's been in my life for a while. Mental health.
Different variants of it. It's like
well, my point is, if I can just get to my point quickly, it's because like you don't say to someone like, oh, like how's your physical health, like, you know what I mean, or like, oh they've got physical health, meaning that they've got cancer or something, or meaning that they've like broke their leg. You don't say, oh, they've got physical health. But like when someone's negatively affected by they've got like, you know, the mental, the cognitive, whatever, just not what we class as like a standard or at a baseline, a good baseline of what society accepts. It's like you said, I've got mental health, but I think it's just a very weird term. Because I can remember growing up and people used to say to like, oh, you've got mental health, they'd be like, tap inside of their head. No, it's like a diss to someone. You've got mental health. Yeah. But that's a positive thing, innit? You have mental health, but it's been hijacked to sound wrong, and that's how it is now. Do you know what I mean? What do you guys think?
That's probably one of the main reasons why people don't step forward with it. I mean, mental health's different various of things. You can't put a finger on it. You know, it's like looking at the carpet. There's more than one little fluff, like bit of fluff ball holding a carpet together. There's hundreds of millions of them. You know, there's different types of mental health. I used to suffer from mental health, not so much like, it was more like along the lines of like anxiety, panic attacks, and I used to have fits in my sleep.
Right.
And I went from one day being absolutely fine, playing football, chilling with my friends all the time, to every day waking up to a dark and gloomy day. Even if it was sunny outside, 28 degrees of heat, you know, no day seemed clear. Every day seemed dark and gloomy, and, you know, you're depressed, you got no energy, no motivation to do nothing.
Yeah.
And if I had a fit in my sleep the night before, then I've got no energy anyway, because apparently having a fit in your sleep's like you just used all the fuel for the day ahead. It's already gone. It's something, you know, people shouldn't be ashamed of. They should step forward. I mean, I overcome my mental health. I overcome my mental health just by challenging it. You know, and I didn't want to necessarily.
What do you mean?
Basically, people with anxiety and panic attacks do not want to go anywhere by themselves. They always want to be accompanied by somebody, and they don't want to be left alone because they don't want too much time on their hands to think. Whereas I kind of knew that was starting to become a problem. So I forced myself to go into the town centre by myself, surrounded hundreds of people, knowing that, oh, this is going to be embarrassing. If I have a panic attack now, and I need to sit down on this bench and have a fit, this is going to be embarrassing. You know, all these people around me are going to be like, they're either going to laugh at me or help me. You know, it was even on a bus, you know, you're on the way to a bus jam-packed with people, and, you know, them like psychological thoughts start to come in your head again. But you just got to challenge it. You know, you just got to be strong as you can be, and take it on board. I mean, there's no shame in having mental health. Yeah,
that's called exposure therapy. So exposing yourself to like the worst case situations and finding comfortability in uncomfortableness. I don't know if these are proper words that I'm using, comfortability and uncomfortableness, but I'm sure you guys know what I'm saying. So what are your thoughts, Desi? What's your thoughts?
Now the thing is, so obviously now, just to touch on what Greenie said, is that, first of all, I want to say, you know, and I know we're all thinking it, well done for that, because that there was a hill climb that a lot of people couldn't probably climb or handle at this moment in time.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Thank you.
First of all, smashing well done. You know we love you long time.
Oh, hello.
Of course we do.
Come on. But I'd say so I commend you for that. I think that there took a strong mental, you know, approach and battled it head on. But I do also think that it's mental health, one of them things that I think everybody's got it.
Yeah.
So I think as humans we like to label things. Yeah. We're at that time where everything gets labeled. But when it comes to mental health, I think everybody's got it in their own ways, and it's just that some people can't handle it. I don't like to use hide. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hide it. I think that doesn't show it in a good light. But some people don't know how to handle it better than others handle it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like myself, obviously, I've suffered with mental health. And I think the main thing about mental health is honesty in it. And I think you have to be honest about your situation, honest about the person you want to be. Because I think a lot of mental health people struggle with the identity of who they are rather than the coping too much of life. Don't get me wrong, there is people that cope with life, but let me just throw something out there. So, you know, like if you've got a person, and like I said, mental health's a massive topic, but if we just home in on a few bits, if you get someone now and they're transitioning, they've been through some trauma, for instance, and they're living their life such in a different way now because of that trauma, but they haven't understood that it's the trauma, that they just think that's the way life is, the surroundings or whatever, I think, and then they gain PTSD, for instance, because now it's becoming a big thing that everyone's knowing that people that are living on the streets in gang violence or whatever. They now can be diagnosed and be suffering PTSD due to the traumatic things they've been going on with. Yeah. That sometimes to wake up from your mental health struggle or from the problems you're having of not feeling yourself is to be honest with yourself. Like, a lot of people do things more for pressure than their own being. You know, what is a man meant to do if we go for the men? Well, a man's meant to protect. He's meant to earn the money. He's meant to be big. He's meant to be tough. You know what I mean? You don't want to. No man's meant to cry. You know what I mean? And then if you are a man that is in touch with your emotional feelings and to let out anger, you do cry, or you don't want to be a physical beast and you don't want to hurt anybody and you don't want to. That gets shunned and what's he? So then a lot of people put themselves through traumatic things to become the statue of what they believe is they're meant to be. And I think that's where mental health sort of originates from. If it's not from it's from a traumatic experience. So like a posh person, I don't want to use the word posh, but a well background, well brought up, well money around and welfare child can have massive mental health problems. I know we're not using the word mental health like that, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where someone that's grown up on a council estate, 2 parents, didn't know where gas and electric were coming from, could go through their whole life without mental health. What would you guys say is the difference? Do you know what I mean? Because you'd think that the person in the council estate would have more traumatic moments than the wealthier person. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
100%.
But as you know what I mean? But as things transpire, a lot of wealthy people suffer with a lot of mental health.
Yeah.
And then you know, or they have parent issues, or you know, my dad brought me. My mum and dad sent me to every country in the world, but they sent me there with my nanny.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it's about I think mental health is a thing where if you're honest with yourself, it's easier. I'm not saying it's an easy thing to do, but it's easier to try and battle with it and live with it. I think mental health, as people want to say, it's like I've come over my mental health or I've beat my mental health. But I reckon mental health, you've always and everyone's got mental health. It's just some people live with it better than others.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely. Everyone's got something they don't want to do. So, you know, like there's people out there are scared of spiders. That's a phobia, but it's technically also a mindsetting. So that can be classed as mental health as well. You know, like some people out there don't mind violence. They don't mind walking around with a knife in the pocket, you know, looking to take somebody's wallet. But you got people out there who literally would crack and crumble when 3 people approach them and ask him for his wallet. He wouldn't think to run. He wouldn't think to fight back and protect himself. You know, he'd just crack and crumble and give it up there. That could be mental health. You know, it's a mindsetting. Mental health's all to do with the mind.
Well, I've got a little buzz to throw in the mix of that thing. All right, so traditionally, what would you say the stronger mind is? Yeah, the person that combats the 3 people or handles the situation in such a way with the 3 people, however he does, maybe take a beating, maybe win, maybe takes that risk, yeah? Or the person that hands over the phone. Who do you think's got the stronger mental, who's got the stronger mental health with that?
Probably the guy that shouts, "Look, a squirrel," and then runs off and gets away when they all look over the shoulder, because he had the brains to kind of, you know, he probably had the brains to prevent a bad situation from happening, and nobody got hurt, and he got away. So probably that guy.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to know what happened for both of those guys afterwards for me to make a bit more of a well-informed.
All right.
Because
decision.
Yes.
Okay. So So let's play it out. Let's play it out top of the head. So we'll add 3 in because Greeny brought the other guy that ran away. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the guy that ran away. Now bless him. He did well. The guy that ran away. Yeah. He's just vowed now that he's never gonna walk through this park again because obviously the experience. He ain't ever gonna go around that way where he went again.
Yeah.
Not that time of the night anyway.
Yeah, because that's realistic. That's realistically what most people, if they got away from running off after, you know what I mean, they won't go back to where, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
We ain't gonna make no heroes out of this. So the person that started with the 3 people, he got a whooping.
Yeah.
And man, let's give him a bit of dignity. And let's say he managed to keep his phone. Somebody's seen it. The kids ran off. Yeah.
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 And then the other person just passed the phone. They took the phone and he went about his business without. He left unscathed but without a phone.
Yeah.
So out of them 3 scenarios, who would you say has the stronger mental health?
Well, like I said, I'd like to know what happened after. So, did the guy that like took the beating, was he still strutting his stuff? Like said, no, what happened because he kept him phone and then one's there.
Sorry.
Or did that the guy that gave his phone, did he like crumble like because of he don't feel like less of a man because men don't do that kind of thing, or was it all vice versa? Do you know what I mean? Was it the opposite?
Okay. All right, so let's play it out on a playing field. The guy that got a beating and kept his phone. Let's say none of them had no malicious to go and get no one back. Yeah.
Cool.
So the guy that took a beating and kept his phone, obviously police came, he reported it, and obviously he just took a beating. That's his mental health. He probably ain't gonna go back around there too much, but he still kept his phone and he's living his life just as he would. Yeah. The person who passed over the phone is in the same boat in my opinion. In a sense of obviously it's hard. Let's just say that they both. Let's put everybody on the same mental page in it afterwards. Because they think it's a fair decision to be made. Because if any one of them crumbles, then you could say the one that crumbles is
him,
the least.
Yeah. Well, I guess I kind of half made you fucking answer it for me. I guess in a sense, they didn't mean to, but it's just that I've been in different situations myself, and I know what you're saying. I think like the guy that took the beating, he's getting traumatic. He's picking up a traumatic episode, but then again, the guy that gave his phone over is also picking up. I'm saying from my point of view, because I've been in situations like these. I've been in all 3 situations, and like when I was younger, like, you know, getting the beating was affecting me until like you can take a bit of pride in it in the environment that I was growing up in, like if anything. And obviously then you become like well versed in fighting and you don't lose as much because you've kind of used to situations, you know what I mean? And then the other times I felt less of a man. I felt emasculated, do you know what I mean? Where it's affecting me like that because then I don't know who I am then. Like when I fought, I kind of knew who I was. I was a man. Do you know what I mean? Like in this kind of masculine kind of environment that I grew up in. Whereas when I like walked away, but you know me now, Desi, it's different now. You know what I mean?
No, I hear that. Well, this is what I mean. No. This is good because here's the thing now.
Because now I could give the phone, live another day, still keep me job, still keep me freedom. I've got way more going for me. I'm around people that would big me up for walking away and around people that would not big me up for fighting. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, so saying that now.
Because I'm sorry, one more thing just to add to that. Because I'm intact with my new community, my new surroundings, it makes me even keel in my mental health. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm locked in with my surroundings and my people, like these people that I'm around now. Whereas before, like if I tried to give my phone away and then go back to the other community that's like into violence and all this stuff, they're just mocking me and all these other things, and obviously all kinds of like mental processes are happening, and it's a decline from there.
So no, that's good. That's this is the road I wanted to go down. So okay then. So could you say your mental health? Yeah, seeing as we've all made our points on that and what. Could you say that the mental health thing, is a product of your environment.
I believe it's a big contributor, a massive contributor.
Yeah, your mental state, not your mental health, sorry. Your mental state, is that a product of your environment?
I believe so. What do you think, Greenie?
Yes and no.
Yeah. Expand on that. What is the yes and what is the no?
I think yes, as in, you know, if you've come from an environment that was raised to nothing and you've got half a brain about you and you look up into the rest of the higher world, you know, that could affect you, and knowing that you don't have a chance of ever getting there. You know, you might not be that guy that gets to drive a Lamborghini or wear those nice clothes, so that might take a toll on him. But then you've got the other side of things, and people in the same environment think to themselves, well, I'm not going to stand for second best. I'm gonna get it regardless, you know, whether it's to having a steady earned job or selling drugs. And then you've also got the other half of it where you've got people who are brought up with absolutely everything, and you know they're living their life absolutely fine. And then all of a sudden, you know, the dad comes home one day and he says, you know, we're gonna have to downgrade. You know, we can't afford these Lamborghinis and Ferraris anymore. And their sons and daughters are now looking at the rest of the world like, oh no, I'm gonna have to settle for a Scirocco or a Fiat Punto. And then their mental health might start to kick in. You know, it's I think it comes down to the individual, you know, to kind of adjust to the situation, to be honest.
No, I think you're right there. I think you're right.
Probably the best way I could put it, to be fair.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. So just out of those two groups, what you come with there, where would you think that is, which percentage in both scenarios, like the ones that have and the ones that haven't, what's the percentage you'd say would their mental health decline? Would you think there'd be more decline in the ones that have, or more decline in the ones that haven't got?
I would say the percentage of upper class people failing in life would definitely decline. Their mental health would go through the roof compared to people like us who come from council estate.
Who's used to having no, and everyone else around us. I think you're right there, because then that's how. Yes, I see what you're saying. Oh, you're looking at it a bit differently. I see what you're saying. No, I think.
Yeah,
I know what you mean now. So yeah, because they're falling out of favour with, like, not falling out of favour, but they are.
They fell out of favour with what they know.
Kind of thing. Yeah. So
you come from nothing and meant it into something and went back down to nothing. You've been there before.
And there's people around you that, so it's okay because you're chilling around people that you know, not got nothing. You don't sound right saying that, you know. But you know what I'm saying, like people that.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's the social economic kind of way you're looking at it there, Greenie. That's like classes, because we're waking up from like the working class and dropping back down. You can't get lower than the working class. That's where we are. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, but I know what you're saying. Exactly. If you're in the upper class and you're dropping down, it must be peak. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you've never been there before.
This is the thing. This is the thing with that now. Is it that the lower class, because we've not had out, is a bit not stronger minded, but you know where I'm going with that, yeah? And that the higher class that have left it, that have dropped down because it's a big drop down and it's a shock, that they and we're talking in general, because obviously individually it's all about,
of course,
general, yeah. Or is it that the lower class, because they've been brought up to appreciate less and have the understanding of where they come, that they can hide it more? Here's why I say that, yeah. Because obviously we're from a council background.
Yeah.
Christmas Day, if we got what we got is what we got, yeah.
Yeah.
But we didn't expect when we turned 18 to get a Lambo.
No.
Okay. Obviously, the higher class, a Lambo to them, right, on their 18th birthday, is like £100 to us. But you know, like when you turn 18 and you get the £100, yeah, or you know, of your mum or your dad or whatever, you get the 250. Or you get the big lump sum. Probably the biggest lump sum you're gonna get. Yeah.
Well, probably the last one you're gonna get as well.
And definitely. Right. But you see, if you don't get that, it don't matter what else. It still feels like you never got that Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like if you're a council estate, yeah, there's always somewhere to go. So say we was council estate and your mum came in and dad came in one day and said, listen, things ain't going well, we're going to have to downscale, we're going to a 1-bedroom flat. That would have the same effect as if a rich person said, we're moving from this rich house and go to a council estate. Mentally, I mean.
Yeah.
It would have the same. It could have the same. So, for me, I'm swaying more on the... I'm swaying more on. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to throw it out there. I think mental health is always about your surroundings.
Yeah.
So what you're saying? You're saying because they've come down to.
I say it comes down to your surroundings completely.
So you're saying that's because they've come down to, like, just say the working class, for example, if we just call it that for a second, them being with us, or because of the loss, and then them having to resort to what we've got.
So I'm saying if we slide that to the side and hit back like onto the thing, I'm saying that when the question mental health is what's like, as your surroundings got to play a part in mental health, and the answers was like yes and no, a bit of both. I think it plays a part. I'm saying is the thing. Like I reckon your surroundings depends, or your bringing ups and your surroundings, because remember, mental health in a whole is traumatic. Depending on how bad you've got it or whatever, it's from trauma in whatever meaning. So I believe that mental health comes down to your surroundings rather than the person that you are, because what the mental health what I might get, for instance, you might not be able to cope with. The mental health you might get, I might not be able to cope with. Do you get what I mean? So I believe that mental health is down to your surroundings completely. Like, you change your surroundings and you can overcome or learn to live with it better. Your surroundings change dramatically for the worse. You'll go into a deeper mental health, and it's up to you to change your surroundings to get it back.
All right, so check this thing, Check this, So, I got out of prison December 2013. I think it was even before that. I think it's when I'm coming out on home news and that. But my bridging... I
think you're going to say what I was going to say.
No, but my bridging, my bridging, my good bridging, my best friend, he wasn't the same when I've come out now. I could kind of see it going at the time, but I couldn't see it, if you know what I mean. It's only as it's going that I could see it. I didn't realise it at the time it was going. Do you know what I mean? And he just fully wasn't himself. Like, I'm even saying to the man, like, after I spoke to him, because he's like not being the same around the man. So like, I've gone, oh, let's go to the shop or something. We're like, what's it shop? So it's just me and him, because we're in like a kind of trap house type thing. And we're going to the shop now, and it just wasn't the same. I think this is weird. So I'm chatting to a bridge, and I said, he's like, yo, it's gone, man. Yo, oh my man. Yo, it's gone. You know, it's just got on one of them ones. It's just one of them things, because we're only like, 26 or something, I think I was at the time. So it was about that age, 26, 27. And it's only... So then that was it. Obviously, I've got lots up again. I've come out now all these years later, and my man's a full-blown crackhead. Yeah?
Yeah.
Full-blown crackhead. My man's all lived on the streets, bless him. Like, I'm not about talking fully, like, living on the streets. You know what I mean? Like, sleeping outside, freezing cold. Like, anyway, he's moving up now. He's got a flat, bless him. But anyway, so the point is, but he's happy as Larry now. He is happy as Larry. I say, yo, my guy, like, I see, like, happy, you know, because remember last time I seen you, like, he's like, like, it was, because what it is, it was leaving, he was at the fringe of what, like, we would call normal. It was becoming from the inner circle, no way, like, you feel loved and you care about your man them, and I'm talking strictly man them here. Not friends and family, not family or anything. Not just man them. And when you're like fully connected with a man them, you feel good. You're flying high. You know what it is when you step into the party. You know what I mean? You've heard that Gigs tune. Do you know what I mean? And
big up Gigs.
Hello, all time Giggler. So these times now. So as it's going, I'd say it's floating closer to the edge of this circle. So there was the inner circle that he felt nice in, and as he's losing it, he's going closer towards the end. And when I'm saying now, that it wasn't the same. He was literally borderline, like leaving what we'd call normality, and now he's broke free of that circle that like I was in. I'm not in that circle. I'm in a different circle. I mean, that was the roadman type circle. But he was leaving that. There was not anything different really for him. Do you know what I mean? And then he's broke through this like this bubble, and he's on the outside with the outsiders, in a sense, the outsiders of society, which are homeless and crackheads. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And he's happy in that because he's not having to stick to the norms that he wasn't kind of feeling because of all the stuff that was happening. His mental decline come from Gyal. Do you know what I mean? Gyal always play with his head and he had no trust. I think if you've got no trust, your mental health declines rapidly. Do you know what I mean? If you can't trust like your Gyal or your bridgings or your family and that you can't rely on people, do you know what I mean? If you don't, cause it's like a safety net. My man's constantly crashing to the floor. He's got no parachute. He's constantly smashing into the floor and it damages you. You know the one's there. And,
definitely, I totally agree.
Yeah, so
that was exactly. Yeah, that was pretty much what I was going to mention.
So I do see where the sorry, Green, just finish up rapidly. So the surroundings thing. So even though he's probably going deeper into it, because he's fully aware, like of these things that he's going through, and a lot of things are happening to him that wouldn't be happening to him if he was like still on his roadman type thing, at least, or if he was just a normal guy, nothing would be happening to him. But because he's like in the crack scene, and there's a hierarchy of you're lower than the dealer, he's getting broke up every now and again. You know, the ones there, things are happening to him that shouldn't be happening. Do you know what I mean? Or wouldn't be happening if it was a different lifestyle. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm saying to him, brother, these things are happening to me. We're the same age, we're the same man. I'm like, why aren't I getting broke up? I'm not special. You know, the ones there. It's because of the lifestyle. But yeah, so although he's probably further going down a rabbit hole in terms of mental health, like mental illness, should I say, he's also free because it was our lifestyle that was breaking him. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. When he's in this lifestyle, he's found himself and he's cool and he's happy. He seems happy. I said, you're loving life, because you're not ready to stop, are you? He's like,
but,
yo, my man's serious, you know.
You know what, though? But at the same time, is he happy or is he just giving up and he's content with where he is?
Content, and that's what happiness is. There's no happiness is fleeting. Happiness comes and goes. Like, literally, it might be like a second or so, but you know, if you're content, contentment lasts. Do you know what I mean? You've got a roof over your head. You can just look back with gratitude, say, oh, I've got a roof over my head. I've got fucking money coming in standard. Everything's nice. You know what I mean? I can go check them, and I've got my friends that I can chat to on the podcast and that LLDQ&Q lifestyle. And hey, up there, buddy. You know what I mean? And there's contentment. And that's what it is. He's content in that for now.
Yeah.
For now. Do you know what I mean? I don't think he will be in there forever. I don't know. Because it's been a couple of years still. He thinks he's just passing by like it's a flipping bus journey or something. But I'm thinking, boy, how many people get out of that flipping sandpit?
I mean, I would say, I feel like with this drug thing, yeah, if you didn't say he was just homeless and my man doesn't drink or smoke, I just said, I'm feeling he's probably content, but I feel if you're smoking the food or over excessively drinking or sniffing over excessively, where it's becoming a thing that your day-to-day orders of you sleeping on the side of the street and these things, I think to people you might say you're happy and that and you're all right, bro, but you can't be all right, can you?
No, definitely not.
Because you're smoking the food for you. I do believe when you take drugs, right, unless it's recreational, unless it's a passing thing, you're doing it. You know, there's some people that they smoke them fags when they have a drink, when they're out with their buddies, but they don't go and smoke fags every day. Some people will take a little sniff or smoke a little rock when they're in the club, but they're not smoking it every day. Some people take a drink on a night when they finish the hard day's graft, but the next morning they're not waking up and trying to drink a shot before they go to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's different. But I think when you then become dependent on whatever drug it may be, you are trying to scrub out or you are in a habit that there's some traumatic thing behind it while you're in that habit and you haven't figured that out yet, so you ain't gonna... Like a lot of recovering alcoholics or drug-taking people, recovering on their journey, whatever, sometimes to suss out the problem, that you have to go deep back up into their childhood, maybe, to find out what the problem is, why their habit has led them to go down this road and they can't come back up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So big up to your bedroom anyway.
Yeah, hold tight him.
You get what I'm saying? Hold tight him, you get me? Mention no name. But if you honestly ask me, is he happy? Or is, like...
He's not happy, brother. It's just you're right. It's a coping mechanism. That's what you're saying about all these people that are going too deep into these things, like when it's overuse and stuff, and it's abuse. It's not even use no more. It's abuse. They're abusing it. They're abusing themselves. It's definitely coping because they don't want to feel whatever they're feeling. And like I said, because of his mental degradation from relationships mainly, not just relationships. Do you know what I mean? It was pre that as well. Relationships added to it massively because of his needs.
That's the start of mental health. Because obviously,
you know what, man? Do you think what percentage, if you could, we should try and get that out, or you should try and leave that in the lower blog, or if anyone knows when they hear, comment on.
Go on, I've got YouTube up right now. I mean, Google. Go on, what are you saying? What do you want?
All right, boom. Try find out, what's the percentage of mental health? You know, people that have got mental health with, I don't know how you'd word it, with love, with like breakups, because I bet a lot of people suffer with mad mental health and go down that track due to the relationship and love. Do you know what I mean? Because now when I think back to it, you know how many people I know, and it's even myself maybe to a certain degree, that, you know, you can't, you know the word, what people say when they say, I can't see myself with anybody else.
Yeah.
And then that moment comes where you ain't got that person no more, so can you really see yourself with nobody else? And that is a lot of people's breakdown with mental health. It's the whole love thing, innit?
Yeah.
So I'd be curious to see what is there a percentage on that? You know, like they've got like a percentage of mental health for people that have been abused.
Yeah.
A percentage of mental health for people that haven't had or been through a traumatic, violent experience. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How much is it? Do they class it as something where, what is the percentage for mental health suffering with breakups?
Be a high percentage. It will be a high percentage.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you're possibly right there, Greenie. Yeah.
Yeah, it will be a definite high percentage, especially if there's kids involved and stuff like that. I mean, you're talking, if like, fair enough, if you've only been with someone for 6 months and you've had a breakup and you feel like you're going down that path, then you need to drag yourself up through the gutter, personally. But if you've
man's not taking nothing. You know what I mean? Go on, Greenie. You know what I mean?
100%.
You better pick yourself up,
I
kid.
could totally understand if you've been with someone 10 years and you've went through your childhood sweetheart together, and you know you've planned your future together, and then that comes to an end. That's fine. That can have a big toll on you.
Yeah, you understand that one, innit? Yeah.
If there's kids involved, and you know you didn't want nothing else, you just wanted what you got now when it's gone, then yeah, totally understands that is going to destroy your mental health wise. But if you've been with someone 6 months and I ain't interested, you know,
but hear what though? Do you know there's some people that love
fast and hard. Fast and hard and deep.
I call it strong. I don't even call it fast. I call it they look strong. Like they're like 2 weeks in talking about, I could see us getting married. What we can do.
That's clingy. That's straight away there. That's a red flag there for a stalker, psychopath type of people for me.
Hold tight, all the girls that love fast and hard and deep. You know what I mean? And the man them actually. And the man them. What am I saying about girl?
No. I was just about to say, it's more man them that do that, you know. And then man there with the man there that talking about my girl can't go out.
Okay. See, look, this is another pod. This is another pod we need to do on this subject. I'm telling you. You know, the ones there.
We'll leave that there.
Definitely.
Yeah, we'll leave that there for that one.
Yeah, definitely. We'll do a pod on that one. But yeah, back to the one originally I was going to mention about. Obviously, Desi was on about like the surroundings help with mental health.
Yeah.
I was sat there thinking to myself before, and I thought to myself, do you know something? You know, like when you look at gangs in London.
Yeah.
Like these kids have known each other since 8, 9 years old, and now like they're in the 20s, still rocking together.
Yeah.
I could totally imagine if one of those guys turns round and thinks to himself, do you know what? This is either going to get me dead or jailed for murder. So I don't want to live this life no more. I want to find a steady job and find my own way in life. And I've heard that, you know, you can't just leave a gang. You know, you can't just turn around and walk away from something like that without becoming famous and paying money. You know, I've heard that, you know, rappers have become famous through being involved in gangs, but they still can't fully leave the gang. And they've always talked about, you know, I've got to treat the family. I've got to look after the brothers on the street, make sure they're not hungry. You know, so he's having to pay money, you know, to keep them happy with what he's doing. So I could totally understand if someone just turns around and thinks to it one day, you know what, fuck it, I don't want to rob old people anymore. I don't want to go out there stealing loot from tills. I'm going to happily work at Sainsbury's, you know, for a monthly wage. But how can I tell these boys there that I'm not fucking with them no more without being risky getting stabbed? I reckon that could have a massive toll on your mental health.
Almost definitely. You see, the thing is with this gang thing, yeah? What always makes me laugh, or with mental health being the backfall of this gang thing, it's half of the time it's the gang thing that sends the mental health west.
Yeah.
In this gang thing, you see one thing that I'll be real, most people, from my experience, or my knowing, should I say, I wouldn't say experience, my knowing of gangs and that, it is like a family, yeah? So when one man does something, or when you're representing so hard that it's like it's you, it's your life, it's what you believe in. At the time, it's that or no. And then you've got your bedroom that goes and grinds you down. Yeah. Like I said, I've never experienced that specific thing, but like I can imagine, or like let me talk about certain experience for me, experience-wise. Maybe it's certain like your bedroom's shit on you, he's robbed some money, or you know, he's done some, and it takes a lot of mental health to not suffer with some sort of resentment towards him, yeah. But now you are a click at you, so you're gonna allow that one because that's your brother, and everyone's saying, "Yo, that's your brother, man. Allow my man." You get me? It's not even that deep. My man's gonna. I think over time, the more and more that happens, the worse it gets, because even though a gang for some sort of way is a shield.
Yeah.
For whatever you're not lacking at. Yeah, for what I do believe sometimes when people are in gangs, it's for what they're not lacking at home.
Yes, that was definitely the case for me.
100%, because I've been around the ways, and obviously now there's certain people that grew up and had a main focus and easily could have joined a group. Yeah. I did join the group, but was cool with everybody in the group. But everybody from early just knew that my man's not involved in it. Yeah. And then there was man that follow. You always get in a group, the followers. And then there was the trendsetters, and then there's the carers. Because you've always got a couple of dads or nannies up in a group that care in it, you know, but they're in the mix up too. And then you get the users. I reckon, you know what? I reckon a lot of mental health comes from gangs. Like right now in Huddersfield, it's kind of mad. Things are going on, kind of crazy out here.
But well, yeah, just
to
sorry, Green. No, go on. Sorry.
Up here in Cumbria, like, you know, we're not. There's no one's really involved in gangs or nothing like that. So therefore, you can walk the streets around here freely. But I know if I went to Peckham in London and it's now after 6 o'clock at night and I'm just trying to look for a local paper shop, I would be bricking it. My mental health would be coming back. You know, like, because I'd be thinking, Jesus, there's going to be gigs round the corner with guys. You know, like, all them Pecknam boys are going to be round here.
But here's the thing, though. Do you know what's deep about that? Because they're so far to societies, yeah. Do you know what? You could probably walk around Peckham, and as long as you wasn't in a place where you shouldn't be, more time,
that'd be the problem. I wouldn't know where that place is that I shouldn't be.
But meaning, like, if you're stood. If they stood around a block of flats and you don't know no one that lives in them flats, and now you're just posted outside them flats, do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Then obviously you're probably gonna get youths asking you what. But I think it gets overlooked. That, don't get me wrong, people are getting moved to, and you can be on the wrong bit of the street, but I don't think it's that deep. No matter where you go, that it's like you can't go there. You know what I mean? I just think that it's one of them ones where it's like anywhere you go. If I walk it, if I come up to yours, Greeny, yeah, and I go to a pub, and no one knows me in that pub, and I'm not known.
Fine. You'd be fine.
Yeah. I'm not saying I won't be fine. I might be fine, but you've got to tell me that there'd be people in that pub like, who is this guy?
Yeah, everyone you would definitely in pubs, like it's locals, like people know everyone that goes in that pub. But it's not really too much of a big deal. Whereas, like, I think down.
I know. Greeny's saying he's talking about territorial. People being territorial. It's yeah.
Sorry, this is what I'm getting to. Sorry, yeah. You see, like when you walk in a pub and it's a local and it's everybody's local. So when someone walks in, everyone turns around and obviously
they're being territorial. Yeah.
When you are on the streets or a gang, that street is your pub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you see someone that you don't recognize on that street, you think, who is that?
Yeah.
But more time, depending on how you carry yourself, you're not gonna get moved to like, yo, who are you? Unless you are looking like that type. Do you get what I mean? That's just my opinion on it. I just think that I definitely think that the mental health, obviously, like I say, I think it suffers massively in gangs. I think mental health problems in gangs, are one of the things what people right now still are not realizing, and it's something that the government should start to look into. Because once you've been in a group of people and you believe that they are your people, and then something happens and you fall out, whether you get banished from the gang or you change your unless you've changed your mentality itself. But if you get run off, because some kids be out here saying, I'm going to kill you, and the other kids be really believing him, like, right, he's really going to try and kill me. And all in all, that kid does not have no intention to kill him. If that makes sense? But that's another form of messing with a person's mental health. So I think there should be some government funding towards mental health within gangs. I know there's funding for is there funding for I know there's funding for breaking up gangs.
I think it's more just like local community centres, like trying to come together to keep gangs off the streets. I think that's pretty much as far as that went. And also you got like soccer aid, football academies and stuff like that. I think even then they can be breached though, because like it's still on the street, isn't it? Like it's okay saying I'm not chilling with the gang tonight, I'm going to the community centre, which is just right round the corner. Yeah, so it's difficult. Right. It's difficult.
Yeah, it's tricky, man. It is tricky.
I've got one for you. If all right, cool. I got one. A hard one. This is a hard one, but I've got to place it right because I know how smart you two are.
Oh, hello.
I don't know about that one.
Right. So, where would you say, if you had to pick a point, would you attack mental health at a younger age or at an older, maturer age? Woo! That's an hard one, that.
Yeah, that's a difficult one.
Instinctively, I'd say younger.
You answered that quick?
Yeah, because where it is, obviously I've got 2 jobs, and I've got 2 jobs that work with people with mental health, people that have been in touch with the criminal justice system, so been arrested, and that we get referrals from the custody suites, like police stations, and then the other one's a crisis support. So when people
bring that back, called it a custody suite.
Yeah, that's what they call them, man. That's what they call them. Yes, I mean professional now. My
custody suite.
A custody suite.
Is that what they call it?
Yeah, man.
The cell is a custody suite.
No. The police station's a custody suite.
Is that what they call it? Is that the right term for it then?
That's what they call it, and I've just picked up their language. You know what I mean? That's what I just go forward with.
The custody suite.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the other job is a crisis support. So when people in a mental health crisis possibly going to harm themselves and possibly need to, or worse, and need to go to A&E, where commissioned by NHS. I don't know if it's Yorkshire or England, for an alternative for A&E. So yeah, there's quite a bit that no young ones come through really. It's quite a high percentage of people older, but things have set in by then. Even myself, like even my brethrens, you know, the legacy that was started as not children, but as young men, as young adults, as like younger than 18, we're living with those consequences now still because it runs deep. Do you know what I mean? It's dangerous. Yeah. So that's why I'd say kids. Sorry.
Right. Okay. It's all right. But I was just going to say, me personally, if I had to start a category of people on mental health, I would probably say last year in secondary school, because that's when mental health can start for people. You know, like, because exams, people want to succeed, so their mental health can start going through the roof. You know, they're having mixed hormones, they hit puberty.
Yeah.
So I'd say that would be the perfect place to start with mental health, because if you do it too young, like people tell you at a very young age, don't steal, don't swear, don't curse, don't judge people. Well, that all goes out the window as soon as you hit popularity. As soon as you start hanging around with popular people, you don't want to be that guy.
You'll do what you need to fit in.
Party pooper. Yeah, you want to fit in. So, you know, you will kind of keep your mouth closed when you make it to the shop stealing a pack of Rolos, you know, stupid things like that. And yeah, you know, it goes out the window when you meet friends and you want to look cool and fashion hits the scene. You know, all that goes out the window.
Do you think they're mature enough at that age to understand the seriousness of it? Or do you feel like what some people say that it's falling on deaf ears? Because, you know, one of the things that I used to say that I'm not really feeling anymore, yeah? And as, I mean, I know this is going to go out. So looking forward, there's going to be a lot that Kong Style Fitness does with kids in it. I'm going to leave it there with that one because I don't want to do no spoiler alerts and that.
Of course.
But you hear the thing of, well, if I talk one and I get one, I've made a difference.
Yeah.
I think it's a very selfish approach. Here's why, because it's not about you. So why is it a gratification of if I can just get one, then I've done my job? No, the job is to tell the mass. So if you only hit one, you need to keep going because there's more than one. Do you get what I mean? As much as it sounds, that's become a norm. If I, if I could just, and I get where people are coming from, so please don't, I don't want the viewers to think I'm patronizing anyone that does use that terminology or use that thing, because that's not where I'm trying to go with it. But what I'm trying to say is, if your thoughts are only, to just hit one, do you know what I mean? Or you use that as a terminology as well, I'm trying to help these people, and if one person listens out of the 10, I've done a good job, then you're still looking at it like it's a you thing. Not like it's what you should be looking at it like. Like I wanna hit every single one of them, innit? Like imagine if a teacher came in the class and said, if one of them gets A, I've done my job.
Yeah.
People would look at that kind of mad, innit?
Yeah.
Because there's 30 to a class.
Of course.
Do you get what I mean?
100%.
So I just think it's a hard one. Like I said, it's a hard question because are they mature enough to listen? Because I tell you what now, I want hands up. Like you could have been Tony Blair to, I don't know, flipping. I'm not saying Michael Jackson, you get me, but you know what I'm saying? You could have been a high-powered Caucasian or a high-powered black man. You could have been either of women. You could have been a high-powered person and had loads of stuff, and I was not listening to what you had. Like, I'm here, I'm listening. Yeah, it sounds right. Let me get out the door. Let me light me zuggy. Let me build my spliff and go back to my friends because we know best. So, and then as I've got older now, I can have these conversations and be honest.
Yeah.
like you said before, Marcus, you can happily walk away from a situation now. I've not so long, a couple of years ago, had a situation, and I'm not joking. It took me time to get over that situation, and not follow the same ridiculous pattern that young males are sort of programmed to follow in a it's a get back thing, it's a get back, you let my man do, you know what I'm saying? Your phone gets leaked, you let my man do that to you. Oh man, can we go back round? And you think that's your bedroom? Can we go back round and do that? And to be fair, your bedroom might be your bedroom, and he might want the best for you, and he might not want you to get played and want to protect you. You know what I mean? But unless you're ready to open up and accept that and take some responsibility of yourself, like I say, on one of them ones where like, my man took my phone from me, and I give it. Now am I a bitch? Am I a pussy? Is it eating me up at home?
I think what would upset those people far more that did rob you, with you sitting there laughing, holding your iPhones, if you drove past them the following week in an M3 Sport, I think that would rattle some nerves.
Yeah, money always kills a man's motivation,
it does. Yeah, so I think we probably answered our question earlier on. I mean, it don't really matter whether you take the beating, hand over the goods, or make a run for it. It's how you manage to bounce back from that makes you the better person, I suppose. So I reckon that's, we got there in the end. We answered the question that we were all struggling with. But this is why these things are good, because you could take one topic, not have an answer for it, speak about the topic 20 minutes later, and that occurrence you had earlier on, you're like, well, I think we might have found actual answer for that.
That's the beauty of talking. That's the beauty of talking. That's the art that people have lost. The ones
exactly
there.
That. Yeah.
That is.
Man. Communication is a massive thing, innit? In all aspects. I know we talk about mental health, but you see, community. I've realised that I like to talk anyway. You two know this already. I'll talk a person's ears clean out.
Me too.
Yeah, but that's why we love you, Desi. That's why we love you.
They'll be like, get him away from me. How am I? I'll give you a joke. So both of my sons, obviously they've got the little genes of the talking, and I didn't realise until a couple of months ago. I'm walking with my son now, we're walking the dog and that, and my son's just going bang, bang, hell for leather. And at that moment there, I swear, the Lord seat down, I was like, right, that's what I'm like. I'm bad boy. But there's some people that struggle with communication, struggle to talk because of maybe their anxieties, or maybe, they haven't been around so much communication, and so communication is being lost, man. It's a harder thing.
Yeah, it is. And it could have also been down to answers that they've received from when they have spoken in the past. I mean, somebody could have quite easily come forward in the past and said, look, I'm not being funny, but, like I was just talking to a guy the other day, and, like I was just having a laugh with him, like trying to blend in. And, everyone took the mick out of me. There was about 15 of them just started laughing at me. And if you don't have that right person beside you to say, well, that's fine, not everybody's cup of tea. You just speak to different people. They might be like, but that's just you. You're not interesting. You've got nothing good to talk about anyway, so I'm not surprised. That will take a toll on you. That would hit you hard, because you're coming forward there trying to, express yourself to somebody. And it might be the person that you're talking to that might just shoot you down. And then you've got the answer. You might think, oh, well, simple, I won't say nothing again. And then that's when your mind's going to start talking to itself over and over. And then you're just going to, find problems and mental health and, lack of confidence.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I feel that when people, because that what you're saying there, when people are getting onto you there, that crushes people's self-worth. Do you know what I mean? And self-confidence, and that's part and parcel of like some like the mental health issues that people face. Just to touch back on something you said earlier, Desi, as well. What was it you said? Oh my days, drawn a blank.
Hello.
Oh no, that's it. You used an example of You used an example of just say your missus was cheating on you, or your brethren's done you dirty, trying to rob you or whatever, or robbed you or da. That comes to trust. Trust has been broken.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's mad that these things like circle back round, because and just the multitude of things that do actually affect our mental health. It's a minefield out here. But lads, it's been episodic, if that's the right phrase for now. But I've got work soon. I've got to go to work. I've got to go. Gotta go.
Yeah, just so all those people out there know that you can't put a finger on mental health. It comes down to different variants. So don't feel like you're left out.
No, I'd say we should finish with if we've all got one thing to say to someone now, I think we should finish on a positive of if we've got one thing to say to someone that is struggling or people that are struggling with mental health, one word of advice, knowing that we've all struggled with it in our own ways, what would it be?
I'll go first. Failure's a part of life, and if at first you don't succeed, try and try again.
Nice.
That's good. That's resilience. That's resilience, mate.
That's resilience.
Yeah,
obviously, Marcus, you should finish last. It's your thing, so I'll go. I think it's one of them ones where it's like you're not alone. No matter what you have gone through or going through, I promise you, somebody is or has and will be going through that. So it's all about communication and trying to find an outlet that will hear you and help you.
That's strong. That.
Try to find that.
Yeah.
I finish it off, Steve.
Yeah, very good points. And the support network and stuff and communication is massive. I truly believe in those things as well. I'd say, if possible, try and practice some gratitude. If you can focus on what you do have, life becomes full. When we focus on what we don't have, life feels kind of barren and empty. And also, if you're struggling, people, I'd just like to give one service a shout out. It's called Andy's Man Club, and
hit me up with that one more time.
Andy's Man Club.
Yep.
I'm gonna put this on the socials. 1 minute.
Yeah.
Last bit. You get what I mean?
So Andy's Man Club is in every town and city, near enough every town and city, from like the tip of Scotland to the bottom of England, and it's every Monday 7 till 9, I believe, and it's solely for men to speak, and it's they go strong. It started by Andy was a guy that committed suicide, and his parents decided to put a group together. Didn't think anything of it. Didn't think anyone would come. Just like a little coffee morning, let men talk, because it turns out that Andy had issues that he'd never spoke about. His mum thought, you know what, I don't think anyone's going to come. Turns out they had like between 5 and 10 people. After like a week or so of people still coming, they thought, don't, it's something about it this year. And I'm just going to, his mum said, you know what, I'm going to leave this to you guys. This is for men. This is for men only. And that's how it's like carried on there. It's just for men. So
respect.
Yeah. Andy's Man Club, yeah?
Andy's Man Club, yep. Every Monday, 7 till 9. Except bank holidays, I believe.
Big.
So yeah, it's been a pleasure, lads. Really enjoyed it. If you want to sign out, you got any social media you want to put out there to the people?
No, it was there. What? Don't ask me twice.
Hello.
Nah. All right, cool. So first of all, I want to big up Marcus and Greeny for getting me on here. Come on. Yep. Hello.
Hey,
yeah. You can find me at Kong_Styles _Styles9 on Instagram. I'm mainly on there. I'm a fitness trainer. I deal with explosive and strength and conditioning. So you can find me on there. Thank you everyone for listening and tuning in for the next one, man.
Yep, definitely.
All the best.
Yeah, man. All right then, boys. Yeah, take it easy.
Take care, brother. Bye.
All right, me gone.